Hello, this is Nick from Breaker Press Games, and this is another Breaker Press Games update. This one for February 20th, 2022. So what is going on with Breaker Press Games? Well, a whole lot of stuff. So I'm going to break it down for you as I try to do every month. Right now, as part of Zine Month, we have two zines up on Kickstarter. Cleft in the Mangled Hills, which is a 0-level funnel, and Hillwood Camp, which is an encounter location, a micro setting. The Kickstarter's going strong. It's been going for 11 days now, and there's 9 days left. It is almost 1,000% funded, so it is doing fantastic. Now, that being said, it can always do better. If you can share it on social media, tell your friends. If you've been waiting for those last couple of days to drop the to hit that backer button, yeah, totally understand. But don't forget about us because yeah, it is two zines packed full of great content. All of it connects to all of the other stuff that we've released revolving around Stennard, and yeah, just building out the world. So, speaking of that, rather than normally I would go into all of the updates on previous Kickstarters first, but today I want to talk about Patreon. I really like to grow our Patreon, and so I wanted to talk about some of the things that have been going on Patreon. The first thing is that there is a poll up right now for our next Patreon game. So one of the backer levels, one of the Patreon patron levels, is to be able to participate in a monthly game run by me, and I set dates, a poll for dates for next weekend. So that is up and running right now. What adventure I will run will depend upon who is playing, because I know some of the patrons have played, yeah, various of the different adventures that have been released so far, or Cleft in the Mangled Hills. They've play tested it. So, yeah, depending on who ends up signing up, I may end up doing something completely new and something completely different. So we'll see. If there are open slots available after people sign up, I am going to open that up to Kickstarter backers. So we'll see if we can get a nice packed table for this coming weekend. So what else? At the beginning of the month, technically the end of January, but after I had recorded the last video, I put up a short article on the Tenets of Grimdark play, which is kind of an article that kind of breaks down how a judge should approach running adventures in Stennard. And then a couple of days ago, I put up an article called The Languages of Stennard. So one of the things that I thought was interesting about this book right here, the Dungeon Crawl Classics Rulebook, is it focuses a lot on keeping everything mysterious and keeping those monsters unique. And then there's a list of languages, and it's like Goblin and Orc and Giant. And I thought to myself, that's, you know, if there are no goblins and kobolds, why would somebody speak Goblin or Kobold? And so that's something that's been carrying with me for the last 4 years that I've been playing DCC. 5 years? 4 years. And so I decided to make a list of languages spoken or utilized around Stennard. And the next thing that I'm going to put up that will be after this video is actually, I've for the last year been playing with Encumbrance rules that I've adapted from Knave by Ben Milton and adapted to DCC, and so I put those rules, or I'm going to put those rules up. And these three articles that I'm talking about, they are actually all bits and pieces. This is my writing style. Is I like to work in small, manageable chunks, and I usually work on multiple projects at once. And so, bits and pieces of Cleft in the Mangled Hills and Hillwood Camp appeared on our Patreon through like July, August, September, when I was really working on those projects diligently. And These are all articles, like little bite-sized articles that will appear in Rabid Dogs 2 when I get around to that. So that is a way to kind of follow my process, is to be a Patreon backer and also to be able to participate in that process by giving feedback or just playing in my games, being a playtester. So yeah, go take a look at our Patreon page, see if it's something that's interesting to you, and maybe, throw a buck this way. So that being said, now what most people probably want to know about, and that's the updates on the Kickstarters that have already come and passed. So Stennard Courier has been kind of at a flat line. Most of the copies were shipped out, but there were 50 people, approximately 50 people, that were waiting for a copy to come with the Precipice of Corruption. And I'd run out of copies. All 500 copies that were originally printed had sold and were shipped. And so I needed to do another reprint. And so I got to pick up the proof of the reprint. In fact, there is Digicopy, my local copy shop, because I like to go local. Customer Nick Barron, Project, you can't handle the proof. So they got a little sense of humor there. But yeah, the proof has been approved, and it should go into production this week, which means that hopefully by the end of this week, I will start shipping out those remaining copies of the Stennard Courier, and that will be clear. It will be off the table, because everything that I need in order to ship those out will be in hand, and they will be shipped, and everybody will be happy and smiling, because that's what we want. And so that is the update on Stennard Courier. Protectorate of Jenulane. Things to meet the deadline of April right now is starting to look a little tight. So I started pulling in some additional help. One of the people that did art in this particular adventure, Sam Alcaraz. I haven't worked with him, I think, since then, and he is going to hopefully be doing some pieces for the Protectorate of Jenulane. Kareem Glue is going to hopefully be doing some pieces, so we're going to start ramping up that pretty hardcore right now. Right now, Protectorate of Jenulane is in that art and layout and tweak phase. I've actually run Protectorate of Jenulane probably a half dozen times in the last 2-3 months, and that has given me some new insights and some things that I want to tweak a little bit, but also, that just makes the adventure better. So even if it ends up being a month or two late, it will be a better adventure for it. So that is where things are with the Protectorate of Jenulane. I'm very excited about it. All the play test sessions have been incredibly fun. In fact, that's going to lead into talking about some things that I've had the pleasure of being able to do. One is Goodman Games has given me the opportunity to participate in their Twitch channel. And I have a new show called Welcome to Stennard. The first episode was Michael Spreedeman playing the Protectorate of Jenulane. I will link that over here in the cards as well. And yeah, you can watch the Protectorate of Jenulane being played and see it in action. And I've also been lucky enough to have been a guest on the Scrivenery, hosted by Trevor Stamper and Ed Stanek, which has been a lot of fun talking about self-publishing. We just did a episode on Friday evening where we talked about Kickstarter and our Kickstarter experiences, and I thought that was a great time and hopefully informative for people. So, all of that being said, there is one other big piece of news. And usually I try to keep personal stuff out of these videos, but and I keep it vague. But I bought a house, and the house closing is going to be in March, and that is actually part of what has kind of kept my brain a little scattered the last month or so. and why I've worked a lot in like little bite-sized projects is because of the fact that between work and shopping for a house, and then now going through the process of all of the paperwork, so much paperwork. I am excited to announce, though, that I bought a house, and I bought a house that is, it is part of the dream. And when I say the dream of Breaker Press Games being hopefully at some point self-sufficient. I bought a very, very tiny, very inexpensive house. Tiny not as in actual tiny house, but as in like 880 square feet, so small. And I am very excited about it because all of the payments in that will be very manageable. And so, yeah, hopefully as things go on and things get settled, everything will ramp back up again, and I will be just cranking out the content because that is something I'm excited about. So, yeah. Thank you all for supporting Breaker Press Games, as always. Thank you for supporting the Patreon. Thank you for supporting the Kickstarter that is running right now, or the previous Kickstarters that we have run. All of these projects are all things that I'm super excited about, and I hope you're excited about too. As the hint was dropped, definitely this year you're going to see Rabid Dogs 2 and Stennard Courier Volume 2. Both of those things are, hey, you never know. Maybe those will be summer releases. We'll see. So, lots of stuff going on, lots of excitement. Thank you again. Hey, watch those shows on Goodman Games. Definitely watch every episode of the Scrivenery if you are interested in self-publishing. And check out my show, Welcome to Stennard. Very excited. I've said excited too many times, so I'm going to strike it from the vocabulary. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting indie games and indie game designers. This is Nick from Breaker Press Games signing off. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon.